Hey, Jalen. I know you had one of your few rough games was against Oklahoma State. I think that's the only time you weren't in on a close game down the stretch, maybe unless you fouled out. What do you remember about that game? And some guys might have gone down after that, but you obviously bounced back and played well. What's been the key to that? Kind of how did you channel maybe the disappointment of that game into the way you've played of late?
Just, I wanted to be able to be out there and help my teammates, honestly. It's not every day that one of your leaders or your vets, has to be sat down the stretch. And I completely take all the blame for that. I'm not sure so much as I wasn't ready to play, but I know I wasn't making enough plays at the time. So just being able to put that behind me and realize that I can't do that again. I can't have a lapse like that as a leader of this team, and just wanting to be there and be able to win every single game that, we're put in.
And what have you thought of the way you've played since then? You made a lot of big plays on offense, defense, blocks, free throw shots, whatever. You seem to have been doing it all pretty well.
I think you can argue that I've been better, but I still don't think, showing everything that I could really do or doing everything in my power. Just it's been good to be able to just put that behind me and be able to get wins now. You know what I mean? Just get back on the right track and just getting wins back in the win column. I'm more about team success, the individual, but being able to just being able to get back to on the winning track and on the right track has been, great for us.
Yeah, that first Alabama game, that was a pretty rough one for everybody. I know Justin wasn't, was just getting back and wasn't like he is now. What do you remember about that game, and how does that motivate you guys for this rematch?
I mean, just when I go back and watch the film and watch the actual game, we weren't ourselves, honestly. We were like a completely different team now. I think we're moving the ball a lot differently. Like you said, it was Justin's first game back, and I don't know if he was really all the way ready. But we know we are now, and we got a different just approach, honestly. We got a little bit more time this week with the A&M game being canceled because of COVID's reasons. So we got right on to Alabama, and just being able to have these extra couple of days, not only rest our bodies, because, when we played them the first time, I'm not sure how many games we had just came off from the last game, but I'm sure it's just a little bit of a longer turnaround, not as quick as a turnaround, this time. So being able to have that first game, actually playing them and having the fire to compete and go back and, get back on our home floor.
Yeah, I got a couple more, but I'll turn it back to Mike. Thanks.
Scotty.
Hey, Jalen, I know you guys would have rather played on Saturday, but when you have week-long layoffs, do you feel like the extra preparation time is beneficial for you when you go into the next game?
I mean, truthfully, with COVID and everything, you have to go about things different. Yeah. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry, guys, I'm at home. But I'm sorry. Where was I going again? I'm sorry. Can you ask that again? This is very unprofessional.
No, just after the week-long layoffs, you guys have had, I think, 4+ days of rest several times this year. Do you feel like the extra time that the postponements allow you guys is beneficial going into the next game?
Oh, definitely beneficial, man. The season's a grind, man, and you wouldn't always be able to have these type of cancellations. I'm saying it because I look at it from the positive standpoint as much as I can, controlling the controllables. So just being able to, get that rest, get those extra days in the gym, get back in better shape even, take those extra days to be in the training room, get your body right, watch extra film, get ready for the next opponent. And it makes your preparation that much better going into the next game. So I think it does actually prove beneficial a little bit.
Do you like having a few more days to prep for a team like Alabama?
Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. For being Alabama, we treat everybody as a faceless opponent, man. So really just being able to do it this time, yes. Not having to travel, not having to get up off the road, stuff like that is definitely, your recovery time as far as your body and mentally and stuff like that. It's great not to have that last game and just being able to run straight into this Alabama game, yes. I would say it's beneficial.
Nate.
Yeah, put that on film. What do you see the difference in Alabama now and then, or do you feel they're pretty much the same team?
I think there's a lot of similarities, honestly, from now from now to then. They still shoot a lot of threes. They're really lethal in transition. I know they got their big guy Bruner back, so he'll try to hold down the paint a little bit more and just, I think for the most part, they've seen everybody in the conference best shot. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the difference that you have to be able to point out. You know, they're a lot more battle tested. You know, they've been ranked the entire season. They've had that target on their back. So this time, you know, we're going to have to make a few more, you know, winning plays, gritty plays down the stretch just to get ourselves a win.
Usually you get the best, draw the best guard. What do you do with your guys when you got a Petty and a Shackelford? Where do you feel you fit against them?
Just do you have to do stick to your principles, honestly. Do both as far as just taking away the three, and those guys are good playmakers, so you have to take away the drive too. With those guys like that, you want to make sure, you just try not to let them see anything go in early, nothing easy, make them earn every single one of their baskets the entire game, and just try to keep a body in between them and the basket and make them score over me the entire time.
Thank you.
Curtis.
Hey, Jalen, I know you guys don't get too caught up in the rankings, but this is the first top 25 matchup in Bud Walton for quite some time. You got the top two teams in the SEC. I mean, just thinking about those things, is there a little extra, energy, excitement leading up to the game?
From what I was told today too, that the last time there was a top 25 matchup at Bud Walton, we won too. So I want to keep that, tradition going. But I don't get all into that, but it's definitely a great hype to have. It's going to bring everybody we can out. I'm not sure how many fans we're allowed now, but I know everybody's going to try to be there. The entire nation's going to be watching because, we're going to be trying to make our step. It's a big-time SEC game, so I'm definitely excited about this one, man, especially at Bud Walton with all the history that the arena has and just on our journey. You know what I mean? We're going to be able to try to position ourselves to get a really good seed for the NCAA tournament, not only, but the SEC tournament as well. We're battling for second. So this environment is hard not to get up for.
Hutch.
Yeah, Jalen, Muss was saying that y'all were about to get on the bus to head to, I guess, the airport to fly down to A&M. What was that like? What was your reaction like? And how quickly were y'all able to shift focus to Alabama?
Man, immediately, actually. I remember, we practiced right before we get on the bus to go there. And guys were showering, guys were getting dressed and stuff. And coach comes in the locker room like the game's canceled. So we literally instantly from there, like we knew the next day when we came back to practice, Alabama would be the focus. We got instantly into watching film and just breaking down their personnel, stuff like that. And instantly, as a player, you move on straight to the next game and kind of do some game planning of your own. And you instantly begin to remember the first time we played them and some of the ways that we could definitely improve just off rip.
Troy.
Hey, what's up, Jalen? When you played number 10 Missouri and beat them, you didn't have any ranked wins at the time yet, but now you got like a top 10 win under your belt. How much more confidence does that give you guys as a team, just knowing that, okay, we beat a top 10 team before, number 6 Alabama's nothing new?
I think for the most part, you have to just look at the process. I don't think so much as the Missouri win, but how we've been handling things in the past 3-4 weeks prior while we've been on this winning streak. Guys have been working even harder and paying that much more attention to detail and coming to practice every day with the mindset to work and that we're getting better, that this isn't a punishment or something they're making us do. Guys are coming in bought into practice and being even that much more locked in. So I think that's what it brings more so than just the, bravado of the fact that we're playing another top 10 team. SEC, a lot of these teams have either seen the top 10 or could be top 10 on any given night. You know what I mean? As far as the level of play. So just that, level, bringing it to it, or keeping that in mind, you know what I mean? When you're going about your preparations leading up to the game.
And when you found out the Texas A&M game was canceled, what do you guys do for the rest of the day? Obviously you're not playing basketball. So what's on the agenda?
Man, hang out with each other, man. Watch the other basketball games that didn't get postponed and be very sad at the fact that we didn't get to play that day. But at the same time, it's a little bit more time that we get together, with this group just being so thrown together and with the time that we only got limited time left. So honestly, here lately, Coach Muss has been doing a great job when we're off the court. We're getting to know each other a little bit more. He's asking the questions, the team building stuff. But we even have taken a step further knowing that we can't hang out with everybody around school and stuff. So we've taken an even further step this late in the season, knowing that, there's a common goal at hand and just trying to keep building everything we can, inside and out.
Ty.
As Jalen, at times this season, Bud Walton's gotten loud, and I know you came in last year, weren't able to play for Western Kentucky, but just your message to the fans on Wednesday night, top 20 matchup, what would you say to the 4,000 plus that are going to be in attendance on Wednesday night?
First, it was Northern Kentucky, but nah, I'm joking with you. The 4,000 fans, come out and be loud. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to get everything we've got. We've been putting in everything we've got this entire week. You know what I mean? To the fans, we're going to try to go out there and give you guys the top 10 win again, except at home this time. So why not give it everything you got and just, be the loudest fans that everybody knows you guys are. Every team in the conference and in the country knows what Bud Walton brings. So, show out.
Jalen, one of the things I've noticed about your game is even when sometimes your offense isn't clicking, you're always seemingly there on defense. And for some guys, it's hard for them to play tough on both ends of the floor when the shots aren't falling. Why have you been able to do that this season when you might have a bad offensive game, yet you're still there on defense?
Like I said, man, basketball is a sport where you can only control what you can definitely control. Like, your shots can feel amazing, but they're not always going to go in. Or, it might not be your night. It might be somebody else's night. So you got to work to get them the ball a little bit, especially as a point guard. But defensively, I can always take on the best assignment and know that I can do whatever it takes to control how many shots they get attempted, how many easy ones they get, contesting every single time, being the first to the floor, trying to, take some time off the shot clock, taking charges, just everything I can, And I feel like offense, you can obviously say both sides, you can control a lot, but I feel like on the defensive end, I really can impose my will.
Randy.
Darren, you seem to have taken DeVonta Davis underneath your wing. I see you many times kind of mentoring him as you're going towards the huddle. Talk about Devo's play and how you've seen it progress over the last couple of weeks.
Man, honestly, Devo hasn't changed, man. Since I've known him, since I've met him, man. I see a lot of young Jalen Tate and young DeVonta Davis, honestly. And if I could have me there telling me the things, I feel like it would have made me an even better player. So I'm not going to, waste my part as a leader, you know what I mean, and not telling him everything I have for him so he can go on and be a great player. And I think that's what he's just scratched the surface of in the last passing weeks, man. He's been detrimental to the success we've had. I think he's been a leader in his own way. I don't even think he knows that we see him out there, man, doing the things that he does, and he'll put it all on the line for the team. And he makes the ultimate sacrifice every single day because he wasn't the top guy on the depth chart from day one. You know what I mean? He wasn't top 5 guys on the depth chart. So just looking at his work ethic and the way he pulls us along, it makes you want to pull him along that much more and just get the most that you can out of him, especially while he's doing great like this. And shoot, I don't know how much time I do have with him left, so just doing everything I can.
Bob, follow up, please.
Jalen, I remember the other night when Florida made their run back at you guys and took the lead, both Eric and Justin commented that a lot of that happened when you were on the bench in foul trouble. When you came back in, you guys kind of righted the ship. What was it like watching that? And were you kind of thinking like, hey, I'll get in there and we'll fix stuff?
Obviously, you have the utmost confidence in your teammates, not only, but yourself when it comes to that situation. But honestly, teams are going to make a run. Basketball is a game of runs. So just hoping my guys could hold it down the stretch so I could get back out there. And I felt like I did let my team down a little bit, getting in foul trouble. I can't put myself in those positions, especially down the stretch as we move towards postseason. But in the back of my mind, I just knew that we got to come back and take every single possession as its own, get great shots. That was the first thing I said, I think, when I came to the huddle. Like, look, we don't have to rush anything. Let's demand great shots because we can, and we can get a great shot every single possession. And let's lock in on defense. And honestly, the guys took it and ran with it, and all props to my teammates, man, for taking the message and literally acting upon it. I think it'll help us going forward that we saw that we can do that. They took the lead late by 1. And most teams, you see teams fold that, often in those times. And especially teams with young guys down the stretch. We got Devo Davis, Moses Moody, and Jalen Williams. But those guys, listen, man, they do a great job of just taking it upon themselves to, do everything they can to win this game.
And, last week Arkansas got in the AP poll for the first time since 2018. They were only in a week that year. And now you guys are up to 20. I know rankings don't guarantee wins, especially when you're playing at number 16, but how do you feel about helping Arkansas get back in the poll? It's only the fourth season in the last 20.
Man, it's honestly something you dream about. When I committed here, I felt like we had a top 20, top 25 caliber team. And, it's stuff we talk about in the off season. It's stuff we talk about sometimes in the coming weeks of non-conference or even, here and there in conference, but you can only stay in the moment. And, now that you're here, it's not time to relax. The hardest thing about, being in the top 25 is first getting in, then staying in. So that's the message we've been trying to have, man. And I think it actually has elevated all of our habits and even our work ethics even more when you didn't think it really could. So that's just a luxury to have even too.
Okay, I'm good. Thanks.
I hope I answered your question.
Thanks, Jalen. I really appreciate your time.